Hi, hello everybody, and welcome to the Tessa-Marie show. It's 7 p.m. Tuesday, September 14th, and we're here and having a wonderful evening with the 5 pillars of prosperity. And as you know, the 5 pillars of prosperity are important. They all are, and I tell you that every week. But what makes the 5 pillars works for you? We're starting a new series. And in that series, there are going to be different things concerning the 5 pillars of prosperity and what they do for you. The 5 pillars of prosperity works miracles in your life, but there's a secret to it. There's a special thing that you have to do in order for these 5 pillars to work for you. Hi, man. So the 5 pillars of prosperity are something special. They are. But the secret to making them work for you is what we will be discussing in the new series. In the new series, we'll be talking about why the 5 pillars of prosperity are so amazing. And what is the magical thing that once you tap into the secret of it, these 5 pillars burst open and magnificent and amazing things happen. That is what we are going to do in the new series. I did that before. I had that ability with this lady, this group of women that I worked with the 5 pillars of prosperity. It was quite a long session. It went on for weeks and months. But at the end of it, so many of these people in that session burst open. It's almost like they bloomed like a flower. They found the secret lying within the 5 pillars. The 5 pillars itself is the actual whole of the secret. It's when you tap into the miracle of the 5 pillars that the secret is seen. That there is a certain way to do it. There is a unique way to tap into the 5 pillars of prosperity and to just bend them to you. Let them serve you. Let them give you. Let them come flowing into you. They will be like water. They are non-stopped. So the amazing thing about the 5 pillars is realizing that they're unique and they have a secret. There's a special thing that will flow from them to you. But you must tap into the secret. And this is what I will show you. This is what I'll teach you to do. I'll teach you to tap on it. I'll teach you to press on it. I'll teach you to make it come. It will go. It will have to come. It must relent. Because you will never stop flowing towards it. And the secret has, the pillars have absolutely no choice. Once you tap into the secret and you find the core of it, and you go to the principles of them, they have to let go. They must let go. And in letting go, they reveal to you the secret. When you get the secret, when you get the recipe, it's like somebody is giving you the recipe to that scrumptious, amazing cake that you ate. That's what it's like. And you said to the person, may I have that recipe? And of course, they hand over the recipe to you. But just think of it. If you got that recipe for the 5 pillars of prosperity to work in your life, and you forgot to add that one secret ingredient, what you think will happen? What is going to happen? It has to give it to you. You have to say to the 5 pillars, you give it to me. I demand it of you. So it's not if you do not have that tiny little secret, that thing that will make the pillar open up and say, here I am. I'm all yours. Take from me what you want. Then, of course, you will get it. But if you do not have that little secret, that thing that will trigger the pillars to relent, to stop resisting you, to bend to you, that's what happens if you get the recipe and an ingredient is missing. You will not be able to have this tasty experience you had when the person who had all the ingredients in their cake or in the dish made it. You have to find a way to get that secret. You need to get that one ingredient. And this is what I can show you how. I can teach you how to tap into that one ingredient. to find the guiding principles behind the pillars of prosperity, the thing that they themselves are holding. You see, the pillars have the secret, but in order for you to get it, you have to know what to do. You must follow those guidelines. You must follow what the pillars are saying. You have to come. You must come, you have to say. You need to give me. You need to talk to the pillars and say, I am here every day. I'm following the rules and the regulations. I'm doing the things that I need to do. You have to give me what I desire. You have to give me what I desire. This is how you need to talk to the pillars and work within the guiding principles. So the miracle, there is a miracle, and it's there. It's not a miracle that is unreachable, a miracle that's in the sky that you cannot get to. That miracle is within your reach. That miracle is here. I know it's there. I have used it myself for years. But if you do not make the time to put the effort into seeking that miracle, and when you find it, to realize how near and dear it is, every step of the way, I have shared that miracle. I have never ever kept the secret away. Never said you cannot have the full secret of the 5 pillars of prosperity. Never have I said that. But if you are not in the moment, if you are not in tune in the moment, you will not get it. I have to be in tune in the moment. You have to be in tune in the moment. We are here. Is that what it is? Is that what you're giving? You have to give the full moment. You cannot give the time behind you. You cannot go and look at somebody else's moment like this right now is your moment. You might be the only person hearing me, but this is your moment. And you have to believe that this secret is within the 5 pillars of prosperity, and you will get it. You must demand it. You have to say, I will have it. Because you know what? I will have it. You have to say, I am tired of waiting. It's like me saying, I am tired of waiting. I need this. I have asked for it. I should receive it. Why are you holding it back from me? I mean to get it. Attitude has to come into play to make those 5 pillars work. Attitude has to come into play to make those 5 pillars realize you need them to do their thing for you. Those 5 pillars are not going to just turn around and bend to you. You have to be in the moment with them. You have to be there. You cannot be making a cake and you have left the ingredients going and you've taken off to go see what your neighbor is cooking. No, I'm just going to stay there and bake my cake. I am baking that cake until it is, staying with my cake until it is baked. And that is what you have to say to the 5 pillars. You must tell them, I know there is a secret, and I know you have the secret. I need that secret. I must have that secret. What must I do to get the secret? You're asking them. You're putting the energy into them. And at that moment, you have to be, get it? You must be in the moment. The 5 pillars has the secret. This is the one ingredient you need for your cake. And the 5 pillars has it. But in order for you to get it, you must tell them you want it. You must demand of the 5 pillars that they give you. The answer is not outside of the 5 pillars. You do not have to go somewhere else to get the 5 pillars and to find the secret. You will see them in front of you. Emotional, physical, spiritual, mental, and financial prosperity. You'll see those there. They're there. And they are looking at you. In a way, they are there. And they're staring at you. And you might be saying, this is ridiculous. These things are not moving. I've been working at it for a while, but this is not the time to stop. You're 3 feet from goal. You're 3 feet from getting the secret from the pillars. The pillars themselves have the secret. The secret is not outside of the pillars. The secret is not waiting for you somewhere else. So that's why when you're working on those 5 pillars and following the guiding principles that come with them to gain that fulfilled life, To have that life where you can have whatever you want, whenever you want, and feel satisfied and wonderful about having it. And you have to say to yourself, it's time that I get it. It's time. I have kept all the rules and regulations. I've picked up every string you have thrown my way. So why are you not relenting? The pillars have to know that you mean business. But you cannot be concerned about somebody else to say, this is the moment. The moment is now. The moment is not later. The moment didn't pass. The moment is not to come. The moment is now. And you are standing here in this moment, fighting for the pillar to relent and to give you your desire. And all of a sudden, a distraction comes around and you step away. You stepped away. You left just as you were touching gold. Just as you reached the point where it was going to let go, you left. You got frustrated. You got tired. You gave up. You couldn't give anymore. You had no patience. It was taking too long. But I am there to tell you, do not give up. Do not give up on the 5 pillars of prosperity. Do not ever give up on the 5 pillars of prosperity. I know, because I didn't give up. When I first found and met the 5 pillars, you think they just came and they just fell and say, here you are? I had to turn them upside down. I had to be as consistent as flowing water. Nothing stood in my way between me and heading towards those 5 pillars of prosperity. And, and I went like this. I said, I will have it. I will understand it. I will get it and I will use it. This is what I said to the 5 pillars of prosperity. That's what I did to it. I did not let it control me. I knew the secret was within it. It itself held the secret. The 5 pillars has the secret to get it, to use it, to live that fulfilled life. But if you are absent-minded, you're living in the past, you forgot that you have to prepare and be there, and you turn around and you say, oh, I'm going to see what my neighbor is doing. No, that is not what the pillar will not wait for you. The pillar is willing to hand over the secret to its heart. The pillar is ready to give you the key to unlock the door to its house. Those pillars have the answer within them. The answer to a successful, wonderful, well-lived, fulfilled life lies within the pillars of prosperity themselves. Your job, my job, is to open up and say to the pillars, here I am. I've done my part. I am here to get all of the ingredients for this recipe. The secret of how successful you can be when you follow the guiding principles of those pillars and how you can make them work for you lies within the pillars themselves. If you ignore them or you spend some time with them and then you say they're not letting go, I'm going to walk away and try something else, well, guess what? They too will walk away and go somewhere else. Anything worth having is worth fighting for. You want a successful, beautiful, charming, amazing, joyful life with health and prosperity, physical health. You want to have a calm and soothing, serene, emotional prosperity. You want your mental capabilities to last to your dying day, that dementia is not one of your keys. That's what you're looking for. You want to be physically fit until the day you stop breathing, right? And you want, of course, to have the finances to go with it, and you want to believe there is something greater than you till the dying day. Then you cannot let go. Then you cannot walk away. You cannot step away. You cannot say to the pillars, I have tried long enough, I'm letting go now. You are just 3 feet from gold. And that is when it is hardest. You have heard the saying, it is darkest before dawn. Just before it dawns the day, it's dark. I did this with a group of people. And when we started the journey, there were there were many people who did not feel it. They didn't get it. They didn't understand that there is a secret to getting the pillars to relent and let go and release itself to you. And those that gave up, those that left it. I remembered one particular woman that decided, I am tired, Tessa-Marie, of following those guiding principles of the pillar. I know people, she said to me, down the street, and they live the worst life. They're awful, they're this, they have so many bad habits and ways and that, and they're happy. That's what she said. She decided they were happy. And she meant happy. But happiness, as you know, is a moment in time. And she said, I'm stopping. I cannot do this anymore. So she stopped practicing the principles, and she was just this close to finding the secret. The thing is that years later, we came back together. All of these people, we were able to get back together and go through and remember and sat and looking at our lives, like where it was and what the principles of the 5 pillars gave to us, because we were like water. We decided we were flowing towards those 5 pillars until we ruined the grounding in the ground, until we got this water to erode the foundation and release the secret. So she decided to come to meet with us at that retreat. And when she came, that same woman, there was nothing, absolutely nothing different about her. She was still as angry as she was just so angry. She was so full of hurt, disappointment, and it was something to see. When she started speaking and spewing out her frustration, I went like that. I couldn't even breathe. I remember holding my breath and looking at her. And she stood and she looked at all of us. She stood in a way that she could point her fingers at us. I don't think she did it purposely. I think the universe just put her like this so that we could see her. And she said, I want what you have. I want everything that you have. That is what she said, pointing at the 12 or 15 of us that were there. And big mouth. And I said to her, you know what? But you weren't willing to pay the price for what we have. And she said, what price? I said, we never let go of the 5 pillars of prosperity. We held on to it. We shook them. We demanded success from them. We demanded that they gave us the secret. Sometimes you have to say, I demand the secret to this recipe. And because the pillars themselves held it. And I told her that. I said, but I remember you, and I'm sure, I'm not trying to put you down, but you said you had given the pillars enough of your time. You said there were people you knew who did not follow those guiding principles, and they were happy, and in your head they were successful. And you left us, and you went, nobody knows. And now you are here telling us you still desire, only now you're saying you still want all what we have, but you were not willing to put the time into it. You were not willing to make, I don't call them sacrifices, I call them to give your time to success. Like water, water does not sleep. Running water does not take a vacation. When the water starts running and the stream is running towards the rock will move eventually, because the stream knows it will push that rock out of its way by being purely persistent. So that's what the 5 pillars will teach you. When you meet that rock, it will say to you, bend. Bend and be liquid like water. Bend and be fluid like water. Relax into it and be fluid, but stay focused on it. The 5 pillars will never tell you to walk away and turn around and go the other way. The 5 pillars will say, be persistent. Be like water. Stay there. You see, they will hand you the secret. But you have to be persistent and consistent in your desire. You cannot walk away and don't have all the parts of the recipe to create that fabulous cake. You see, without that secret, you will not find the key to open the doors to the 5 pillars so that they bend towards you and give you what you desire. There is a secret to that. I know the secret. I've used it for years. I've taught it to others. But there is one person I know for sure, and I know there are others. But this one particular woman, why she stayed so deep inside of me was this. She came back and she was still unhappy. She came back to let us know she still wanted what we had and what she purport we had that she didn't have. So you cannot desire what somebody else has. You have to desire what it is you desire, what is yours. It has to be uniquely yours. And when you are looking for it, you have to stay on track for it. You have to be fluid like the water. You have to continually run towards it. You have to continually work at it. You have to never stop letting it go, because the minute you let yourself go, you will not attain this goal that you desire so much. Your desire sits within the 5 pillars of prosperity. They are there. You know them. Did you want them? And we have them. But you have to decide what you're willing to do for it. Are you going to start working at it for 2 years and say, I have given it 2 years and pull back? Then what are you going to do? Find a new desire? You still will need the 5 pillars, so you might as well stick with your original desire and insist that the 5 pillars give you what you want, because you know what? This is what this girl does. I am telling you what I do. When I have a desire, I let the desire know with emotion, I am not letting you go. I am telling 5 pillars of prosperity. If I were you, I would just give me what I desire, because guess what? I am not going to stop. I am not going to stop until I become what I desire. I'm not going to stop until what I see in my mind, I live and in the moment. This is what the 5 pillars will teach you. But there is a secret to doing that. And I'll be teaching the secret in the new series coming soon. So join me when you hear, we'll be talking about the different parts of these 5 pillars and how they're going to be working together. So join me, because for the next 2 weeks, I'll be giving you all these little hints about the 5 pillars and what we are going to be teaching about it, because that will be the thing you need to just, that restlessness that is just, I'm pushing, I'm shoving, I'm crying, I'm hurting, and the pillars, and I'm not receiving what I need. You see, what you're missing is the secret. And I will give you the secret to get your pillar of prosperity, is to work in your favor and give you what you desire. So thank you very much, each and every one of you who came tonight. Thank you for spending some time with me. Thank you for seeing the new series, The Changing. What are we changing? What makes the 5 pillars of prosperity works for you is the secret. And you must get the secret. So sending you light and joy. Have a wonderful evening.